Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now this is going to be a general reading. So try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that, 8 of Pentacles. That is a lovely way to begin a reading. I think it's a very calm, very kind of delicate way, right? Oh, but then of course we've got an 8 of Wands. So there's some electricity here as well. More fire, more fire, more fire, and air, and fire. A lot of air, a lot of fire. We've got a little bit of water and a little bit of earth, right? But it's a lot of fire, a lot of air. Very interesting. Let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Smith-Waite Tarot. And, oh, strength came out. There's more fire. Oh, gosh. I'm really making a mess of things today. The mystery card. We're not going to look at it. All right, so if I can get one that doesn't flip over, there we go. We'll put the alien right on top. We won't look at that until the end. And hopefully that card will tie everything together and give us the confirmation we need at the end of the reading. All right. So let's see what we've done here. A lot of fire. Just when I thought there was a lot of fire, look at this. We got strength and we've got an Ace of Wands. These are both fiery energy cards. So really a lot of fire today. And fire, you know, is creativity. Fire is will. Fire is power and force. It's enthusiasm. It's also spirit, right? Fire is spirit. In the Hermetic tradition and the elements, fire and spirit are kind of interchangeable, right? They both are very closely connected. It's kind of the first emanation of spiritual energy is in the form of fire. It's in the form of will and creativity. So to me, this is saying, hey, man, spirit is in the building today. All right, this is really wonderful. So we've got fire, 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 because this is the tower. That's Mars. That's some fiery energy, and finally fire at the end. As far as air goes, we have these 2 air cards. And then this major arcana is the Lovers. That's a Gemini. That's an air energy. And we've got just a little bit of water. A little bit of water. So first, I guess we should talk about this 8 of Pentacles that we started out with. 8 of Pentacles. This is the very delicate approach that you need to take. Well, we might as well do both of these together because I feel like we are in a situation now where we need to stay calm. But there's so much fire energy. We need to contain ourselves. We need to do things slowly and delicately. I don't know if this is a work thing, this is something with your family or creativity. You've got to go slow. You've got to pay attention to the details here. Okay? There's this growing anxiety, especially with all of this fire energy, that makes you just want to rush out and do it. You don't want to wait anymore. We're getting a little impatient, aren't we? But we need to stay calm. There are a lot of details here, a lot of moving parts. There's plenty of opportunity for your expression. There's plenty of opportunity for you to make things happen and express yourself and run wild and all of this kind of good stuff. But we've got to contain it, okay? And I understand it's causing some anxiety. I think we want to move, but it's just like we're just fidgeting. We're just kind of tap dancing in place. We're like we're ready to go. You know, it's like a boxer before a fight, just dancing in place, just ready. Yeah. We've got to slow down. We've got to try to be calm because there are a lot of things going on, a lot of details here. Okay? And this is something that you're going to need your energy for the long haul. It's not just something that is going to be over very quickly. You've got to have some stamina here, you know. So we've got to be able to sustain our creativity and our will and our force and our fire, because Spirit really needs a lot out of us right now. Okay, now let's look at some of these other energies. First, I have the Lovers at the bottom, right? The Lovers here. This is about choice, right? It's underlying. This is the basis of everything for you. Choosing love, choosing Spirit, choosing your will, choosing your creativity, choosing the fire, really, over anything else, right? Your connection with Spirit, your commitment, the work that you're doing. This could be commitment to a job, a creative expression, a career path, another person, a family, all of it maybe. Your commitment to these things outweighs everything else, right? Anything else that isn't part of this commitment is small potatoes. It's irrelevant. If anything, it's holding you back, okay? So every moment, I think we're reaffirming our oath. We're recommitting ourselves to whatever this path is that we're on, okay? And speaking of things that weigh us down, that are hindrances, that are small potatoes, that really don't mean anything, we have this Princess of Cups in the past. It's in the position of yesterday. This, I think, is your letting go of beliefs, feelings, emotions, experiences, connections, interests, indulgences that don't serve you anymore. Or maybe to put that a different way, you're trying to figure out how everything in your life can be devoted to this central work, because we have an earth connection here, right? It's the earth of water. So there's this connection with this, all these details, this diligence, this careful, slow, cautious movement, right, that we currently need. I think we're trying to figure out how everything in our life fits into this work we're doing. And when I say work, I don't just mean what you do for money. I mean your activity, what you do every day, what you're committed to, right, what you're working on. Could be anything, anything at all. But I think we're trying to figure out what things to take with us, which things to leave behind. Yeah. And maybe that's part of this anxiety too, is just how do we figure out what to keep, what to take, you know, and what to get rid of, what to sell or give away. Right? And maybe literally your possessions, maybe you are going to be moving. But I think it's more of energy, of feelings, of commitments, of other interests, of other enjoyments, other relationships, etc. Right? What do we need to take with us, and what can we give up? Yeah. We see another issue with that because of this Princess of Swords. So both princesses. This is you trying to figure out what you can unattach from, what you can give up, what you can leave behind, right? That's behind you. It's the emotional kind of detachment from things. But then we've got the Princess of Swords that doesn't want to let go of things, is trying to defend, is trying to say, no, I need that. I need that because whatever. It means a lot to me. I don't know. So on the one hand, you know you're trying to give up certain things, but then the other part of you is trying to make excuses why you should keep that. And before you know it, you're taking everything with you. You haven't gotten rid of anything. So I think that's kind of contributing to this anxiety. And I don't know exactly what you're doing, but you can't put everything into it. You can't put the whole kitchen sink in there. We've got to be discerning. We've got to use this air energy. And there's not a lot of air energy. There's the air here that says, look, we're committed to this work, whatever this fire, whatever this spirit is that's here. We're committed to it. That's the first step of the air, is deciding that we want this. Now we've got to decide what we can let go of, right? And I think the Three of Swords here in the position of what we don't want is one reason why we're reluctant to give up things, to maybe end relationships that don't work, to get away from wasted energy or negative energy, is because we're worried we're going to regret it. We're worried that if we lose these things, we're going to feel really bad. We're going to feel like we've lost. We're going to feel the sorrow and heartbreak of having to let go of something. And that's why this card is where it is. But this is what we need. We need to experience that loss. Yeah, it's going to be painful to give up something that you enjoy or that has been with you for a long time, but we don't need to take everything with us in life. We can lighten our spiritual load a little bit. Because of this work that you're doing, it requires you, I think, to be a little bit less heavy. You know what I mean? A little bit less weighed down. Now up here we have a Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands, I think, is what you aspire to. This is us fulfilling our work, fulfilling our spiritual mission, so to speak. Okay? This is us in perfect creative harmony with the world. Maybe this is a creative thing that you're working toward. Maybe you're an artist of some kind. Maybe this is a card that is kind of us finally immersing ourselves in that world, in that kind of collaborative, collective community of creativity. That's an alliteration. I feel as if this is your relationship with the greater world. Right? This is the kind of spiritual bonding, the spiritual union that you want with life. Probably with other people, with, your creative collaborators and stuff, but just with your life in general, with the universe in general, with spirit. This is a real harmony with spirit. Yeah, because fire and spirit, again, very closely connected. I think this is really wonderful because this card shows that what you are committing to, what this lover's energy is, it's your commitment to God, goddess, deity, to spirit, to ancestors, guardian angels, spirit guides. Right? It is this union, this spiritual union, that is the source of all creativity and all love and everything. This is the source of that. I kind of feel, because this is the only water that we have, is this Princess of Cups. I feel like we're giving up all of these minor, insignificant loves and interests because we are discovering the real passion, the real love of this kind of divine union. Now, that doesn't mean that we're giving up earthly loves or interpersonal things. I think we're looking for that fiery spiritual bond, union, connection, and love with everything, with the universe, with ourselves, with other people. Not these minor, petty interests or infatuations, but real spiritual love and spiritual bonds with these two. Now, in the immediate future, we have a little bit of struggle. Here's a Seven of Wands here. I think that this is going to be a test of your commitment. It could be that just us having to let go of things, detach from things, is a bit of a challenge. But this is your valor. This is you never out of the fight, right? Never out of the fight. And this might have a special significance for anyone watching who it was in the military or law enforcement or something. This is the idea that we don't abandon our commitments, right? As difficult as things may get, we don't abandon it. It starts to get a little hard. We say, "Man, I'll try something else." No, never out of the fight. We never quit just because we are not always going to be in the Six of Wands. Sometimes we might lean to the side into a Seven of Wands. It might be a little bit difficult, but we got to get back to center. We've got to get back to our commitments and our bonds, right? And that's what we're trying to do here. Even when we lean a little bit into the side, it gets a little difficult. We can get back to center, right? We can straighten up again. Definitely can. And how do we do that? Well, we receive the answers. When we start leaning to the side, when we start faltering or wavering, or things are getting a little bit too difficult and we're being just stretched really thin and we're really being squeezed, right? We're starting to lean off center. We get to the 7. We have strength. We have our connection with spirit, and that gives us strength. We rely on the source. We rely on this Ace of Wands. We fall back on the simplest connection with spirit that we have, that we can discern. We go back to the very source of everything, the very beginning of all of this fire energy. We go back to the absolute bare source of things. Stripped down of all details, of all distinction, just pure energy, pure spirit, pure fire. That gives us strength. And this strength card here, is the strength to overcome any difficulty, right? Which is really through control of ourselves. If we're in perfect control of our own power, then we can easily get through a 7 of Wands. So the strength is not just, it's not knocking down the obstacle for us. It's giving you the strength to handle your business, to handle your obstacles, right? To get back on center, to kind of get back on the central pillar here. So it's interesting that we have this 7, this imbalance, but we have the solution to it already, coming out of the Smith-Waite Tarot. Now we get over to the path of the serpent, and we start out with the Tower energy here, and that's again some very fiery energy. This is the kind of all of that anxiety now just being released, right? This is a real breakthrough. This is now kind of the green light that says, okay, now you can go. Now we have this, the anxiety that was growing. We had to contain it. We had to go slow. There were details. It was just, be patient kind of advice, But now, okay, let her rip. Now pedal to the metal. Now we go. And this is the phone call that says, hey, you start right now. Not tomorrow morning. You're starting now. This is the phone call that says, hey, you've got to play a show. Not tomorrow night, not next weekend, but tonight. Right? So we have to be ready. We have to be ready for this. And this kind of feels like what you've been waiting for. We've been on edge this whole time, just ready to go. Now you get that call. Now you got to do it. But that's when we come into these air problems, right? We got this fire. We've got the green light. We're going to get to the show, right, with the Prince of Wands at the end. But we run into obstacles with our own mind. It's like we start this, the Princess of Swords, remember, is kind of that card that says, oh, I don't really want to give that up because blah, 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 blah. Making excuses, right? Justifying, rationalizing. So you've got this fiery energy. Spirit calls and says, now, the show is right now, tonight. But then your mind just starts saying, well, I can't really go tonight because blah, 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 blah. We start making excuses, right? And that's just because we're just, we're scared of the fire energy sometimes, right? There's that kind of common saying, right? The fear of God, right? The fear of that spiritual power. The fear of all of this fire energy. But we can get over this. We've already talked about this a little bit. I think we have to recognize this as a part of ourselves. This is something that we're going to go through, especially this feeling like, we don't want to leave our old life behind. We don't want to have to let go of things. These desires, these attachments that we have, we like them. It's going to suck to get rid of them. It's going to feel bad to let go of them. But we recognize that, and we can get over that. Okay? Because what's coming next is, of course, the Prince of Wands. This is you out there in action. This is you understanding, it's air, understanding your role in this, this spiritual life, right? That fire energy, air of fire. So you recognize all of these different aspects of yourself, and they're all kind of fuel for this fire. Even these attachments that we're letting go of, it's all fuel for the fire. It's all going into this plan in some way. And this is you out there now doing it. Now the waiting is over, right? You've been waiting patiently or trying to. Now it's time to get out there and do it, perform, create, right? Be on mission, you know, get it done. This is really good. I think this is wonderful. A lot of spiritual energy here. A lot of spiritual energy. Let's look at this mystery card. How much you want to bet it's going to be more fire energy? Thank you, Alien, for helping us out with that. All right, let's move a little bit of this stuff out of the way. Looking around here, I kind of would like more water energy, just because I feel like there needs to be a little bit of a refreshment here. You know, we need a little bit of healing. We need a little bit of kind of reassurance that things are going to be balanced, that we're going to, you know, we're going to feel good with it, or that just a little bit of pleasure in this, because right now it just feels so intense. It feels so really just on fire, you know. It's very intense. We need a little bit of a cooling down, a little bit of a reward, or just some rehydration, you know. A little drink of water. Nope, two of Swords. The water is back there, though. Water is behind. So this is a card that says, I think it's really addressing a lot of the water energy that we had in the past. Ow, God, my ankle. Energy, anyway. It's addressing a lot of this water and air energy that we've been talking about. So we've got the water here that this is all the things that we have to kind of let go of, you know. The feelings, the kind of the old, maybe immature ways of our lives, of our being. And then we have all the air energy that is really us not wanting to let go of things, not wanting to maybe mature beyond the Princess of Cups. But this was really this was rational thinking, so to speak. You know, we're trying to use logic to get ourselves maybe out of this task of doing this part of it. But now we're kind of now we're making decisions based on this spiritual insight, based on this connection with spirit. Now we're being informed by our intuition, so we can rise above the rational thinking, the trying to justify, trying to make excuses. We can see that for what it is now. We're not fooled by it, right? We're not going to be swayed by that part of our mind that tries to convince us not to do this because of whatever. So now this, with the two, to me, this is about making decisions. And again, this is about the choices, the decisions that we make moment to moment. And now we're using a higher form of perception to make those decisions. Yeah, because we realize that our mind is sometimes going to get in our way. Sometimes going to try to convince us not to do something. So we have to transcend that a little bit and start perceiving different energies. So it's an intuitive kind of perception, you know. And I think this is very important for the work that you're doing, that we stay committed even when things are tough, even when our minds are saying, just quit, just stop doing it, you don't need to do this, it's not going to work. Our minds can really play tricks on us like that. So the Two of Swords to me is about transcending that and perceiving with this intuition, right? Perceiving with this higher faculty. So I think this is a very good confirmation. I think this is really wonderful. Whatever you've got going on in your life right now, I think it is really, it's really about to really take off. This breakthrough, I think this is really that kind of green light. This is saying, you know, it's the you know, the flag goes down. You can step on the gas, right? That moment's coming. And I think that it's important for us, at least for the time being, though, to pay attention to the details, to do this work with the kind of letting things go, with the water energy and the air and the earth energy. Let's be patient right now, and let's take care of these immediate details before we get that green light and we can go pedal to the metal, right? Let's take care of these other things. Let's make sure everything is in place, you know. We're going to do an extended reading. If you would like to stick around for that, just click on the link that's up there. That will give you access to every extended reading, not just for Pisces, but for everyone, all signs. Okay. I encourage you to cross-watch, check your other placements, hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you for taking this journey with me, and thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.